So now we have another example of a finite state machine. So now let's assume we want to design a finite state machine for a speed for a speed controller of a car. We want to control the speed of the car. Okay, now let's assume if you want to control the speed of the car, there are two inputs for a speed controller. One is accelerate and another is brake. There are also some signal clock. In a clock, activation of the clock, the system will make a transition from one state to another state. We can define, is the screen shared? Okay, we can define 4 different states of the speed car controller. So 4 states are there: stop, slow, medium and fast. Okay, there are 4 states. So I can draw it here. Can you see in the? So let's assume that initially the system is, the car is in stop state, and when there is a reset, so the system will be initialized to the state stop. So now there are 4 possible combination of accelerator and brake. Okay, the first combination is 0 0. So what should the system, in which state it should be? Stop. If the input is 0 1, the first input is accelerate and brake. The first input is accelerate and the second input is brake. A stands for accelerator, B stands for brake. If the input is 0 1, brake is 1, so it will still be in the state stop. If the input is 1 0, it will move to another state, that is slow. 1 0. And what about 1 1? Brake, if it's also brake, so it means in 1 1, accelerate is also 1 and brake is also 1. So it should be in the stop state. It should be in the stop state because we should give priority to the brake. Okay, so instead of these 3 arrows, you can have 1 arrow. We can have 1 arrow, and then you can have like a single arrow like this, and you can write it like this: 0 0, comma 0 1, comma 1 1. So the second representation is more concise, or the first representation is concise? The second representation is concise. This is like how do you have a concise representation of an FSM. Okay, now let's assume the system is in state as slow, that the current state is slow. Okay, if it is 0 0, so again in the same state. 0 1, brake, you should go to the stop state. 1 0, should go to another state, medium state, and the system will make a transition from the slow stage to the medium state. Okay, and if it's 1 1, stop. So I am making a compact representation and 1 1, comma. Instead of 2 arrows, we have a single arrow, and both of the input combination are separated by comma. Okay. Now you are in the system is in medium state. The same you can replicate for the medium state. So 0 0, it will remain in the same state. 0 1, no, it will go to slow. 1 0, zero one brake, so it will go to the slow state. It will make a very slow transition. It will not directly apply brake, because even if you apply a brake, so actually the system will make a transition step by step, not in immediate transition. So 1 1, so again because a brake is applied, so it should go to the slow state. Okay, 0 1, 1 0, it should go to the fast state. 1 0 and 1 1, slow. Now the system is in state fast. So 0, 0, same state. 0, 1, it will go to medium state. And 1, 0, One zero is accelerated, so it will remain in the same state because we have defined 4 different levels of the speed. 1, 0, and 1, 1, comma 1, 1. So now this is the representation of this finite state machine. It is in binary representation, but we can have a more efficient. We can have a more efficient representation of the same finite state machine by having a more human readable expression. So let's assume when the system is in reset. So the system will be initialized in the system state stop. Okay, now if we do it like this, that if let's assume accelerator is 0, if accelerator is 0, so it will be in the start step. If accelerator is 1, accelerator is 1, but brake should be 0, because in this case brake should be 0. Okay, so now the system will make a transition from the stop state to slow. Okay, when the system will make a transition from the slow state back to the stop state. When brake is 1, in this case we will ignore accelerate. When the brake is 1, now in this case we will ignore accelerate, because it covers. In the brake is 1, it will make a transition to the stop. Even if the accelerator is 0 or 1, we don't care. We don't care. Okay, now when the system will be in stop state, when accelerator is 0 and brake is 0. Okay, when the system will make a transition from slow to medium, accelerator is 1 and brake is 0. And when the system will make a transition from medium to slow, no, not B bar. When brake is 1, B. When brake is 1, we ignore the accelerator. When the brake is applied, whatever is the value of the accelerator, whether it's 1 or 0, we don't care. Okay, because we want to give the priority to the brake. Similarly, the same state is true for the medium state when A bar and B bar. When the system will make a transition to the fast state from the medium fast, in the fast A B bar, and when will the system will make a transition from the stop to the medium B, and when the system will be in the fast stage, when whatever is when B bar, when B is 0. Whatever is the case of accelerator, even if we are accelerating, we will be still in the state. Okay, now these are two different representations of the same functional description. The description is same, it's a speed curve controller. In both cases, we have how many states? 4. We have 4 states. When we have 4 states, but the second description is more elaborate or the first description is more elaborate? The second description is more elaborate. Now we want to write a Verilog code for this. Okay, so now I'm writing a Verilog code for this description. For writing any Verilog code. So I'm repeating this for you. Actually, I've already done it in the previous lectures, but I'm now repeating it for you. So we want to write the Verilog code for this. Before writing the Verilog code, we need to draw the diagram. We need to draw the diagram. In the diagram, there will be state memory. Okay, can you see the state memory? The output is ST. It will be feedback. NSL. Okay, and ST plus 1. There are two inputs here, XT, if you remember XT. So the input in this particular example is A and B. The input is A and B. Okay. Okay. Now if you look at this ST, so we can call it CS. CS stand for current state, and NS next state. When we have state memory, we also have a clock. So now we also have a clock here. And we also have a reset. Why reset? Is used to initialize the system to some known state. Okay, now we want to write the Verilog code for this. G. The speed, the state is actually your output. As whatever is the state, and these are two flip-flops. F1 and F0 is your output. So if you look at this module, so we can we write it like this? Module speed controller. What is your input? A, B. A stand for accelerator, B stand for brake, clock, and reset, and semicolon, and end module. Okay, then can we write it like this? Input A comma B comma clock comma reset. Now we have some rec, and your output is speed. Okay, output speed. Speed is actually 2-bit signal, 1 0. When it's 0 0, it means it will be in the slow 0 1. Okay. Okay. Now we also have rec. We want to define rec 1 0. Why rec 1 0? Because on the left hand side of procedure assignment, we have one for the present state and another for next state. PS stand for present state, and okay. Now we want to model this state memory. If can you see on the, so what we can have? We have now, I will copy it, just copy it, and I will paste it here. So we want to model this synchronous block. So we have always at passage of what? Passage of clock CLK, it is CLK, passage of clock or passage of reset. Is it a synchronous reset or asynchronous reset? Asynchronous reset. Begin and end. Okay. Now if you remember, whenever we want to model a clock, so actually this is your Q output. Can you see? And your D input. Okay. So whenever you want to model a synchronous clock, so your Q output should be on the left hand side or right hand side? Q should be on the left hand side. Now if you look at Q here, what is Q? Current state. Your Q is actually current state. So actually now you can write always at passage of clock if reset. Okay, now we say if reset. When reset, what should be your current state? If the system is initialized, can you see the diagram? S0, but we need to define S0. Did we define 0? No. How we can define it? With keyword? Parameter. No. We have 4 different states. What are different states? Stop. Stop is equal to 2B 0 0. Slow is equal to 2B 0 1. Medium 2B 1 0, and fast is equal to 2B 1 1. So when the system is reset, so to which stage should be initialized? Stop. Else what should be current state? Current state should be assigned next state, NS. Current state should be assigned the next state. Okay, now if you look at here, this current state is on the left hand side. On the left hand side, and this left hand side actually will go to Q. And if you look at the block diagram, this Q is actually your output, so it should be on the left hand side. And what is your input? D. But what is your input in this particular example? NS. So actually this D is on the left hand side or right hand side? Right hand side. So here is your D. And this is for the case of reset, when the system is initialized in this. When the system is reset, it will be initialized to the state stop. So in this case, there will be, how many flip-flops will be there? 2 flip-flops. Both of the flip-flop will be 0, 0. Why? Because the encoding of stop is 0, 0. What is the encoding of stop? 0, 0. Okay, now this is your synchronous block. Now we want to model NSL. If you look at the NSL, next state logic, this next state logic is a combinational block. So in the next state logic, your next state is your output. What is your input? A, B, and the current state. So your next state logic, in the next state logic, so can we write it like this? Can we write it like this? Your next state is a function of current state and xt, and your is a function of current state, and what is your xt here? Input A, comma B. Now we can write the Verilog code for this. Can we write it like this? Always. Now, because your next state is dependent on the input, so actually it will change when there is a change in current state or A or B. Okay. Now, can we write it like this? Begin and end. How many possible states are there? How many possible cases are there? 4. So we can have a case statement, case, and we can have a case on, and then end case. Actually, this begin and end all should be in small. Why should it be in small? Because it's a case sensitive language. Okay. So how many conditions are there? Stop. One is, what's another state? Slow, medium. We can also write it default, because it's the 4th case. We can have a default statement, and default will avoid a latch. Now if you're in the state stop, this step, when it will move to the next state, G. No, when it will move to the next state, considering that you are in the state, stop, not 0, 0. Can we have a very efficient coding? You can also have a case of accelerate and brake. There will be 4 possible combinations. But if I want to make it more compact, can we do it like this? If accelerate is there, if accelerate is 1, what should be your next state? Next state should be slow. Else, the next state should be stop. Whether brake is 1 or brake is 0, should be. So this is more efficient coding. Is it efficient coding or inefficient coding? Efficient coding. Okay. Now you can also do it like this. In the case, you can also have a case on what? In a case on which operator will you use? A and you will use concatenation operator. Then you can have 2B 0 0 2B 0 1, 2B 1 0, and default. You can also use this statement. So in 0 0, what will be next state? Stop. If 0 1, next state is stop. 2B 1 0, next state is slow. And default 1 1, next state is stop. So these two different methods. You can also use the case statement, or you can use in if and else statement. The same coding can be used for slow. So now if you look at the slow state, okay, so now we can also have an efficient coding. Can we write it like this? If the first priority should be for break. If break, what should be next state? Up. Now if you use else if A, it means when you are using else if, it means now the break is 0. Okay, now break is 0. What is your next state? Medium. Else. Next state is stop. Yes, slow. You're right. You're completely right. So you can have the code. Can you write the code for the medium and default? And it's also already in the notes. You can go through them and you can have a complete code for it. Now in this case, similarly, we can also have a very low code for the vending machine. If you remember the vending machine example, yes. I will also write the code for the vending machine example. Now it's evident here, module vending machine. What are the inputs? R1, R1, R2. What is R1, R2? Rupees 2. What is this? XT. What is VAC? YT. YT. Okay. Now if you look at this logic, so now we have next state logic. It's purely combination. This one is output logic, also combination. In the output logic, YT, V and C is a function of the present state. Can you see PS stand for present state, NS stand for next state. So if you look at this block diagram, so for the synchronous block, it's very simple. Always at positive of clock or positive of reset. If reset, what should be your present state? ST0. What is ST0? When the system has a accumulated sum of rupees 0. Else, present state should be equal to next state. This is very simple. Okay, you can look from the block diagram and then you can write. This synchronous block is very simple. But now for the we can have an always block. Okay, now if you look at the always block and we have written V is equal to 0 and C is equal to 0. So these are the default values. These are the default values. And whenever it is not defined within the branch, then when will be 0 and change will be 1 then. Can you see in this case? Let's assume we have make a case on the present state. And if the state is ST0, if rupees 1, now your current state is ST0. If rupees 1, what should be your next state? ST1. Now it means that the system has now accumulated sum of 1. Else if rupees 2, rupees 1 is 0 and now rupees 2 is 1. What should be your next state? ST2. When the user input a rupees 2 coin, so the next state should be ST2. And when both are 0, it will remain in the same state. In all of these cases, have you defined V and 0 here? No. But what will be the value of V0, V and C? Why? Because we have defined it the default values. So the default values are defined here. If V and C are not defined here, V and C are not defined in this block, this default value will come. Okay, now if you look at the ST2. Now let's assume the system is in state ST2. Now if rupees 1, what is now accumulated sum? 2 plus 1, 3. The system should go to which state? ST0, that is sum of 0. Now in this case, what should be WAND? WAND should be 1. So in this case, what is the value of WAND? 1. What will happen? It will overwrite the default value. What was the default value? 0. Now in this case, what is the value of V? 1. The same is true for now. Let's assume the system has an accumulated sum of 2 and the user input rupees 2 coin. What is now the accumulated sum? 4. So in this case, WAND will be 1 and change will be 1. So what about the default value? The return. So if you see here, the system is in state ST2. Okay, and the user input a rupees 2 coin. The next state is ST0. WAND will be 1 and change will be 1. So now this is the very long code for the overall vending machine example. You can also refer to my previous lecture for this, and it's explained in more and more detail. Please refer to my previous lecture. It's very important. Okay. Now it's already done. Now G. कहाँ पे? Speed है. So you can use assign speed is equal to current state. Because speed is your output. So this current state is actually your output. Okay. So you can write it like here. You can write it here. Assign speed is equal to current. Which modeling we are using here? Data flow modeling. Continuous assignment. Okay, it's a data flow modeling and continuous assignment. Okay, you can have a complete variable output. Okay, now we study the state encoding. It's also important to give. It's very important to give a proper encoding for different states. Now let's assume a scenario. We have different states. We have 4 different states. Okay. In a speed controller, how many states were there? It was stop, then medium, then slow. I think so. Is this state? So we have some state of slow, then medium, and then fast. And actually, if you remember, so there was some transition here. Reset. So let's assume if you make a state encoding, if you make a state encoding of 0, 0 here, 0, 1 here, and 1, 0 here, and 1, 1 here, what is the disadvantage of this encoding? No. Encoding, like the stop value is now, what is the value of stop? 0, 0. What is the encoding for slow? 0, 1. What is the encoding of medium? 1. And what is the encoding of fast? 2B, 1, 1. It is a problem. Why there is a problem? When the system will make a transition from slow to medium, there will be two transition from 0 1 to 1 0. Both bit will change. If you change the encoding like this, if you have a new encoding, instead of this we make it 0 0, it's still 0 1, and instead of 1 0 we make it 1 1, and then if instead of 1 1 1 0, what is the advantage of this encoding? There is a 1 bit change. This encoding is called as gray encoding, in which the adjacent states have a change in 1 bit. Okay, now if let's assume if the system want to make a transition from slow to medium or from medium to slow, how many bit changes are there? 1 bit changes in the gray encoding. And what about in the previous encoding? How many changes were there? 2 bits change. 2 bit change. I will also explain this with another example. Let's assume we have any two states, STA and STB. And let's assume if these are two adjacent states, and there are some arrows within between. If we have the encoding for STA 0 0 0 and the encoding for STB is 1 1 1. So when the system will make a transition from STA to STB or from STB to STA, how many bit changes will be there? 3 bit changes. And in CMOS logic, when you have make a transition from logical 1 to logical 0, so there will be a power consumption. And the power consumption will be either the capacitor will be charged or discharged. But if let's assume if the transition is from 0 to 0, there will be no power consumption, dynamic power. The leakage power will still be there, but the dynamic power will be happen when there is state change from logical 1 to logical 0 or from logical 0 to logical 1. And we should reduce the number of these transitions. If we reduce the number of these transitions, what will be the benefit? The power will be saved. So now let's assume, say if we do a binary coding for the adjacent state, the encoding is 0 0 0 and 1 1 1. So it means how many flip flops will be changed? 3. But instead of this, if we make a transition like 0 0 0 and 0 0 1, so then in this case, how many bits will be changed? 1 bit. So the power consumption will be more or less? Less. So now we can also have introduced the concept of gray coding. And in gray coding, so gray coding, how you can make a 1 bit change? 0 0 0, the next code is 0 0 1, 1 bit change. Then 0 1 1, again 1 bit change. Then 0 1 0, again 1 bit change. Then 1 1 0, again 1 bit change. 1 1 1, 1 0 1, and 1 0 0. So these are the bit changes. So what should you do? You should assign the gray codes to adjacent states. If you assign gray codes to adjacent states, okay, so it means there will be less transitions. When there will be less transition, there will be less power consumption. So less transition means less power consumption. Okay, now there is another encoding that is called as one hot encoding. In one hot encoding, only one flip-flop is enabled at a time. One flip-flop is enabled at a time. I will explain this with an example. Now let's assume we have 8 states. So this is the gray coding. What will be the one hot encoding? It's very simple. It will be 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 1. What about the second one? 0 0 0 0 0 0 1 0. What about the third one? 1 0 0. So this is called as one hot encoding. And for the last one, so if the states are 8, how many bits are required for the binary encoding? 3 bits. How many bits will be required for the gray coding? 3 bits. But how many flip-flops will be required for the one hot encoding? 8 flip-flops. But what will be the advantage? What will be the advantage of this one hot encoding? Power saving, yes, less transitions. But maybe because this flip flop also have leakage power, so there will be also some leakage. But you can have some reduce. You can have some reduced hardware. I will explain this why we will have some reduced hardware. I will explain this with an example. Let's assume a scenario. You are in state ST7. You are in state ST7, and in the binary coding, its coding is 111. When its coding is 111, and we are defining some signal Y, so we say that in this case Y will be 1. Y will be 1 when the system is in state ST7. So what will be the output? Let's assume the coding for this. Let's assume the coding for this instead of 101, it is 101. What will be the Y? So Y will look like this. How many flip flops will be there? 3, F2, F1, and F0. What will be the coding for Y? F2, F1 what? Bar or F1? Bar. And F0? So how many AND gates will be required? One AND gate. How many inverters? One inverter and one 3-input AND gate. But if we have the same, the same state in one hard encoding, so in what? How we can represent it in one hard encoding? G. What about one hard encoding? So the same state can be represented like this. STK. So we can write it like this: 0 0 0 0 1 0 0 0. So now this is your F0, F1, F2. Let's assume we are using one hard encoding, and let's assume this is the encoding. Okay, what will be now Y? What will be the value of Y in this particular example? No. F3, F4. What will be the value of Y? Y will be equal to direct F3. Because Y will be 1 when F3 is 1. So do we need any gate? No. So in one hard encoding, so if you look at here, we have some output logic, and now we have some next state logic. But if you are using one hard encoding, so the hardware within the output logic and the next state logic will be reduced. And this is the same. This is a very simple example. I took a very simple example here, but you can use, if you use a one hard encoding,